If I add a fucking, if I add a haunter to our roster, it's gonna need some leveling. Since most of our shit's 27 to 29. I want to say, if you know what, I'll just look it up. I want to say I think the highest level you can get a haunter in the wild, I think, is 24. Which is kind of ironic since haunter, evolves at 25. Or, well, Ghastly evolves into haunter at 25. And you guys are wanting me to do freaking shiny hunts again, which I'm kind of down for. I really miss it. It was just fun, chill shit to do that didn't require me to, pew pew until my fingers were numb. Come on, Wartortle. For fuck's sake, stop slapping yourself. Ghastly, he's already confused. Red and blue. But then the DLC comes out in like a week. Not even. So, I could do like a shiny hunt or two, and then we're moving straight on to the new shit. We get Vulpix back. Have ourselves, we can shiny hunt Vulpix. I'm telling you, I'll play this. I'll play through the game. I'll play through the new area and shit. But as soon as I get to where there's Vulpix, I'm probably gonna slap down the picnic table and make a sandwich. I will shiny hunt me a Vulpix right on the spot. And whoever gets annoyed can get annoyed. Certain Pokemon deserve that exception, that pause in the game plan. I mean, we've got Gengar and Raichu in the game, we got Gyarados. I think the only Pokemon I would do that for would be probably Vulpix or Nidoran. But of course, they're not giving us the Nido King or Nido Queen line. Which is upsetting, because I think I can't remember if they did in Sword and Shield. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I don't know. Half time, I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's see. Pokemon Blue. So, so there's a 1% chance on the 3rd floor, 5% on the 4th, 5th, and 6th floor, and then on the 7th floor, there's a 15% chance. They can be 25 in any of those areas, but the 7th floor, where it's a 15% chance, they can be 28 to level 30. That's what we need. It'll be right there on par with our team. I won't have to worry about trying to freaking get that one leveled up. When we're already sitting here with the Vulpix that we're just having to spoon feed the shit out of it. It's important though. Flamethrower is important. We can't be having just Ember. That's like if Raichu only had Thunder Shock. Now, I very well might still teach Ninetales Fire Blast, maybe? I mean, I could teach it to Nidoking too, but I don't really feel like it's gonna do Nidoking much good. I don't know. That's a ways off, though. That's badge 7. We only have 4. Although, I guess we could just get Surf and then Surf down there. You really can kind of play the game however you want to, up to certain points. You don't have to get the badges in specific order. You can do some kind of, you know, crazy, wild kind of combinations of which gyms you battle in what order. Which is cool. I like that. We had that in... That's what's so damn frustrating. So we had that option in... Let's go heal before we battle the MariK. We had that option in Scarlet and Violet. It's like, oh, you can battle the gyms in whichever order you want to. You can go to the cities in whatever order. Yeah, you can, but the levels don't scale. So if you go somewhere you ain't supposed to be, you're gonna get your ass kicked. Like, you'll learn your lesson very fucking fast. Because, see, my initial plan, because I really wasn't about the whole team... What is it? It's Team Yell in... Team Yell in Sword and Shield. What is it in Team... What is it in Scarlet and Violet? Team Star? Team... Something like that. Whatever. I wasn't going to bother with them. I was like, I'm just going to go with the Arven and hunting down the big ass Pokemon and making sandwiches and, you know, doing the gym shit. And then I was told that, you know, then because the shit doesn't scale, I was like, well, fuck, I guess I'll have to do this team whatever alongside it so that I'm doing it in the right order. And it gave me experience, which was nice, but I'm just, you know, you guys know, I've said 1,000 times, we have not had a good villain since Gen 5. And good being kind of a very relevant term, especially considering it's a Pokemon game, but specifically... Well, like I said, they weren't Team Skull or Team Yell. I won't say that I think they're good villains. Team Rocket and Giovanni, they were good villains. They were just basically, you know, your stereotypical criminal organization. Team Galactic was... they were okay, but it was kind of weird. Then you had Team Plasma, which went a very cool route, but I kind of did not like Team Plasma. But that was kind of just because it was limited to Gen 5 being Gen 5. The ghost was a restless soul, and now it's calmed and departed to the afterlife. Okay, so now we're going to go battle some Team Rocket folks. Nidoking's going to come out and start throwing them out the fucking windows up here in the tower. I ran into a wild Pokemon in front of a Team Rocket dude. This Ghastly wanted to say hi. He wanted to tell us good luck slapping the shit out of Team Rocket, get them out of their tower. Honestly, I'd say, even though obviously you couldn't take them seriously either, but I'd say my favorite villain team had to be Team Aqua. Just because, well, Archie was, you know, yar, he was kind of pirate-ish. And you had Maxie, who was like the super sciencey nerd, and yeah, I don't care about that. Also, Kyogre is just like infinitely better than Groudon. But it was just almost like comical how just ridiculous they were as villains. I mean, it's literally pirates that just wanted to make more water for water Pokemon and, you know, surf their freaking pirate ships on. And we all know how well that turned out. But at least it was entertaining. And then Archie and his sidekick chick, they looked a lot better with the redesigns that we got in Alpha Sapphire. Especially because, like, Archie's super hulked up, and it's like, yeah, his ideas are pretty ridiculous, but also, if you disagree with his ideas, he might punch your face through your asshole. Yeah, you can't confuse the king. Look at that. Confused no more. Get it. Man, so I saw, I was so just envious. I saw somebody they had posted in, like, the Pokemon TCG Reddit of, you know, it's the classic, look what I found in my parents' attic that I haven't seen for 20 years, you know, and because the pandemic turned card collecting into a crazed, lazy person's hobby, or from a hobby into a business. And this person had some Shadowless shit, but they had a Shadowless first edition Nidoking. Oh, and it was sexy too. Mine's not first edition. It's pretty, I'd say it's probably very lightly played as far as condition goes. And I'm happy with that. Like, don't get me wrong, it's nice. But, to have a first edition, have that stamp. There's something about certain cards in Shadowless. Even though, like, it's the Shadow versus not Shadow is irrelevant. But the fact of, like, the way the coloration on the cards is, that the first edition base set and the Shadowless cards have, it's like, the color is, I don't want to say it's duller, but it's like a lighter shade. And the green for grass, the blue for water especially, and the purple for psychic types just looks so good. Okay, yeah, we won't leave you in for that one. And you would think, well, it's like, I guess a faded is kind of a good way to describe it. And you would think, like, oh, well, that's kind of, you know, it's not as dark or, you know, as vibrant as the Unlimited base set, or, you know, every other set after. But honestly, there's just something about that faded lighter color that just looks really fucking good. Ah, come on, slap yourself. Yes! I've not bought anything like that since the prices for collecting have skyrocketed. I don't remember how much I got my Nidoking for. It wasn't that much. Hell, I got my Shadowless Raichu, which is like pack fresh. I got that from a card shop that I went to, that I used to go to frequent. Just like, when I used to do card opening videos, I would, you know, open a booster box, open some packs, and this was especially around Roaring Skies. And the Full Art Shaman was going for like over 100 a pop. And because I was pretty frequent in there. And I got along pretty well with the Pokemon dude. He gave me like 90 for it. I mean, I was getting well above, you know, 50, 60, whatever other places were offering. And I mean, I had an affinity for pulling that Shaman. Like, I pulled that bitch so often. I wish I had the ability to pull as often now as I did back then. There's just so many, like, ultra rare cards between You know, I guess what their EXs again, so EXs, and then you got their full art, and then you got their secret, and then you got their alt art, and then it's like, goddamn, a pack is like damn near almost 300 cards per set now. But I just happen to be there, and I was talking with one of the guys there, and I was like, "You wouldn't happen to have a shadowless Raichu for base set, would you?" He was like, "Let me go look. Let me see what I can find." And I mean, I was just, you know, I wasn't actually expecting him to have something. Or if he did, I was expecting it to be, like, kind of beat up. And my, oh my, he had the shadowless. And oh my god, like, just the crispness of this card. And I still have it. My quad grail set of near mint base Raichu, first edition Fossil, first edition Dark Raichu, first edition Lieutenant Surge's Raichu, the foil one. Oh, amazing. But I mean, that card was, oh my god, it's just so damn good looking to look at. And I got it for $18 is what he said. He was like, "I'll sell it to you for 18. There ain't no way in hell a hell could freeze over and you still would not find a base set shadowless in perfect condition for less than triple digits in 2023. I would almost want to argue that, I mean, granted, it's not first edition. I almost think maybe around, dare I say 200 for, I mean, because, right, it's not like, I'm trying to think of a base set, like Chansey. Which, I mean, even base set Chansey was cool. But it's not a Pokemon that, you know, like, I love Raichu. I know most people prefer Pikachu more. Though I have met some cool people over the years that also, one, prefer Raichu, and it's their favorite Pokemon on top of that. And I'm like, yo. But I'm guessing this is 4-7. I mean, yeah, we ran into wild Pokemon. So this has to be it. But I'm often surprised at how much attention Raichu gets as far as, like, the TCG goes, between getting, you know, actually having an EX, GX, V, whatever the current thing is, and then having full arts or alt arts. But then even it being one of the more expensive foils in a set. And I'm like, that's just fucking cool. And I may never end up with a first edition one. And I mean, if someone wants to give me a first edition base set Raichu in near mint condition, I will happily take it. English, of course. But I'm fine with the one I got. The only other Raichu that I would really like to have that I think would complete that set would be a first edition Shining Raichu, which that still does not go for cheap. I've seen a couple deals, especially for like ones in really good condition. Granted, it's still like, it's like, oh, it's a great deal for what you're paying for compared to other listings, but you know, it's still like $300 or so, and I can't justify that for a piece of cardboard anymore. Granted, I never spent anything like that on a single card ever in my life. My hollow Aquapolis Umbreon that I spent like 10 years looking for, I think I got that for like 40, 41 it might have been. And then my first edition Neo Genesis Lugia, I got that for 50. Again, these were both pre-pandemic. I used to have a first edition Lugia, and I think it was with the rest of my childhood stuff that was relocated. That's what we'll call it. Yeah, well, yeah, and especially for cards. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Pikachu even with a light ball is just not good in the games. But Raichu has decent enough stats, and I mean, Raichu has, it's been a few years, but Raichu has, you know, been in, you know, top 8 teams at national events and even at Worlds and stuff. And then, of course, yeah, with the cards, unless they make it like a Pikachu EX or whatever, the base Pikachu ain't doing shit. You need that Raichu. The anime just obscures things way too much. But hell, the anime doesn't even follow fucking type advantages anymore. The anime doesn't care. Which, it can do what it wants. The anime is more for kids than anything else. But the problem with that is then you're teaching the kids that how to improperly play the game. So then when they get their ass kicked by somebody who knows how to play, well, then they're going to be a little discouraged. Or, you know, every time they watch Ash use electric type move against a freaking ground type, it's like, it doesn't affect it. Duh. Yeah, I mean, I still haven't even caught up to all that. I still have my specific piece to say on a lot of it, and I just haven't gotten around to it. I think it was a third of the way, maybe half the way through Master Journeys, and then I hadn't even touched Ultimate Journeys, and yeah. I mean, I really stopped caring about the anime with, like, the start of Gen 4. The anime just got tiring to me. The games are still great. Playing the card game was great, but, you know, not enough people stick around for that. I am looking forward to the new, there's a hunter, look at him, hunter. Level 28, I'll take it. I'm looking forward to the DLC, though. Should be good. I absolutely have no interest in the legendary mask thing, though. I don't care about that. The turtle, though. I like the turtle. And then, you know, we got freaking Giraffe-Rig Raikou over here. I saw a thread... Uh-oh. I saw a thread that was, hey, Victory Bell, you want to help me catch your replacement? That was kind of like somewhat making fun of the new Raikou form, and then it had it was like one of those little comic drawings, and it has the Paradox Raikou and the Paradox Suicune, and they're just looking at just a normal Entei. Just kind of like, what are you going to turn into? How are they going to make you fucking weird? Like, I am not a fan of the new Raikou. The Suicune, I don't hate it, because it is kind of like a big-ass Velociraptor. But it's not what I was wanting. I was basically wanting Suicune, but bigger and more elegant. Yeah, I mean, and it's sad because we got some really cool Paradox Pokemon in the base game for Scarlet and Violet. Don't you start this, Haunter. But then, like, the Virizion and the Cobalion, they look good, but it's just because they're just, you know, turned into steel types. Like, it's not really changing up the Pokemon's design that much. Okay. Alright. I don't know that I can... Wait, your special should be stupid high. So... What if I go with Wartortle with a bubble? I think that'll work. If it doesn't, I'm going to be upset, but... Ooh. Okay. I don't want to risk a high roll with another one, or a crit. Just, Haunter, stop it. Look, you're fully paralyzed. That means you can't move. That means you can't break out of a Pokeball. See? See, when I explained it to him, he was like, oh shit, you're right.